Okay, so you have a piece of content. It's published on your website, but you have a love-hate relationship with it. You like it, but maybe it's not performing as well as you think it should. So one solution is to keep optimizing the existing blog post, but optimizing existing content, it can sometimes be effective. I don't want to downplay that. But sometimes, especially if the original research was inadequate, then it's better just to rewrite. Content at Scale can write fresh, well researched content very quickly. Before we get into exactly how, here's why you'd want to just write it fresh for using Content at Scale. One reason is the quality of the original research. So if the initial content was poorly researched, optimization might not sufficiently improve its accuracy or even its value to your reader. It's like trying to enhance a weak foundation. So the improvements are not, they're inherently limited. Another reason is relevance and accuracy. Content that was accurate at the time of its creation may no longer even be relevant. Even with updates, it can retain these like outdated perspectives or data, and it just loses its impact on your reader. So, given these challenges, an alternative approach could be just to rewrite the content from scratch using Content at Scale for fresh research and relevance, and also for efficiency. It's so easy to do that it's just like you remove this barrier to entry. It's no longer this huge chore to write a freshly written, freshly researched, piece of content, especially using Content at Scale. So I'll show you a few cool things. I'll show you, number one, how to audit existing existing content. Again, that can be useful sometimes, but just keep in mind that it might be just trying to enhance a fundamentally flawed foundation. But I will show you how to do that because it is useful sometimes. And then number two, how to just write a new one with fresh research as long as you have the keyword in mind that post is trying to target. So let's learn how to audit existing content. I have a piece of content here just as an example. I don't actually know what this business is. I'm not associated with it. I'm just looking at it from an SEO perspective. So to audit this piece of content, I'm going to take the URL here. I'm going to copy it. I just did Command C on my Mac or Control C on a PC. And I'm going to go to my project here in Content at Scale. It's a fake project. It's not a real business. I'm just using it again for the SEO perspective in this illustration. We have an existing post here. That's not our concern right now. What is our concern is we want to go over to Content Intelligence and click on Optimization Audit. Here's where I tell it a couple things. One, the URL that I want to audit, and two, the keyword that it's trying to rank for. In this case, the keyword we're trying to rank for is law. I'm gonna keep United States. I could organize by I could tell the AI to research by sub-region. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it US in general and English. And I'm going to hit Analyze. After I hit Analyze, it's going to begin the audit. And I will pause this video and check back in when it's ready to view. Okay, our audit is ready to view. I do want to stress a few things on this page here before we actually view the audit. First, you do want to put in, of course, the URL and the keyword. And I want to stress that the keyword you put here is very important because we're auditing the relationship between the URL and the keyword. For example, just for illustration, if you put in a URL about a blog post about how to walk your dog, just an example, and your keyword that you're trying to target is how to walk your cat, you're not going to score very well because that's a huge disconnect, and it'll be like, oh, that'll give you a really low score. So anyway, this post here that we put in scores, we can see right off the bat before we even look at the audit, it scores a 56, so pretty low. Let's go take a look. Only 400 words. Again, we I purposely chose this because it's an example of some piece of existing content that we don't necessarily want to even try to um, optimize. We just want to write a new one. So again, optimizing existing content can sometimes be effective, but again, I'm purposely using this example because in a lot of cases, the existing content just might be too much trouble to enhance fundamentally flawed content. So here we see, again, we're scoring only a 62 out of 100. That's if we check all these boxes. You can do an optimization audit feedback right here in the editor, and it'll give you like a laundry list of things to do. It's only 400 words. That's just not very competitive, I imagine, for this keyword. So let's just here's what I would do in this case. I would write a fresh one. So literally take the keyword and put it into content at scale. So the keyword we're trying to rank for in this example is Beckham Law. So let's go to our project. And I'm going to say write post. I'm going to do so from a keyword. Beckham Law. But check this out. You can either write the content straight away with this purple button, and that's great. Or you can preview and alter the outline before committing to writing the content. How do you do that? You do that with customize brief. Right now, the AI is was doing research and thinking about how to sequence the headers, what to talk. Well, first of all, what the headers should be, how to sequence them, and what each of them should talk about. Once it gives you, I think maybe 5 or 7 different headers that people typically want to know when they type this keyword into Google, we can resequence them, we can omit them, we can add our own, and we can add our own context when we add our own. Let's take a look. So it gave us about 7 of them. Understanding the Beckham Law, the evolution of it, eligibility, comparative analysis, practical implications, case studies. See, I wouldn't have even thought of this. And certainly I don't see that here. Case studies, right? So, I mean, I could add a case study to my existing content, but that's not really going to help as much as just writing a fresh one from scratch. So I like what I see. Now, if there's one more sort of little bonus fact here, assuming your original content is not out of date, or giving bad information, then you should also add it as a source. Very cool feature. You can add it as a source and just link straight to it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we just got this content brief. I like it, so I'm going to write the post right now. Are you sure? Yes. I'll pause the video and check back in when it's written. Here's our post. Let's take a look. Much, much better. And I didn't spend any time optimizing it as a human. Content at scale did it for me. So from here, make your edits, add some images, and publish. And now your content can perform much better. But you don't have to take my word for it. Go try it. Go log into Content at Scale and check it out.